Hello, hello everyone. I'll just give it a few minutes for us all to get in and ready. Just connect something I can feel on my headset. There it is. Amazing. Hope you're well. I will pop over in a moment and just set up Instagram. Oh, I can feel something wanting to click and I can't get it. But I hope you're really well. I shall come over here and sort these bits and pieces out, and then we will get going. Here we go. Do you think I'm finally getting the hang of this? I know I'm going to speak too soon saying that, and it will all go bonkers, but we shall give it a go. Amazing. Hello. I think we're set up a touch wonky there, but I think we're in the right place. Something like that. Fab. Okay. So, I hope you are very well today. Hope you've had a lovely Tuesday. I did just say what day it was. I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday. I'm going to take my socks off, show willing. Yeah, I feel like there's been a lot going on, but maybe it's just me and watching too much of the news online. But I hope you're all doing really well. I did put a video out yesterday about having like a short yoga session to yourself when you are feeling a bit anxious. It's definitely something I've started doing a little bit more of late, so do have a look for that if you're looking for something just like a 5-minute little breather. Basically, that's there for you. But tonight my plan is to look at twists, so different twists that we can do in our flow. Twists are really, really good to help sort of balance the spine, stretch the spine, sort of gently manipulate it just to kind of check in with how it feels, really. So if you're working at home or if you're feeling lots of tension down your back, then that is the aim of what we're going to go for. Twists are also really, really good for digestion. So as we're twisting across the torso and in towards the midriff and things. So yeah, another good thing to be mindful of as we go, really. But I think we're all set up. It is 7 o'clock. So we'll get to it. We'll give it a little go, eh? So coming onto your mat for me. Hopefully we are all good over there. I think we are. The light will figure itself out in a minute. There we go. And just taking a nice seated pose, sitting up as tall as you can. And we're just going to start by taking those big deep breaths all the way down to the belly. So just sitting up nice and tall. Take an inhale, feel your belly expand and lift. And then we'll exhale out the mouth. Maybe let out a little sigh if you need it. Any noises that come out. I just want you to do that 2 more times for me. So take a big deep breath in all the way down to the belly. And a big sigh out. And one more time. Big breath in. And a big breath out. Yeah. Take a nice big inhale. Lift your hands all the way up to the ceiling. Bring them into prayer pose. And then take that exhale back down to the hands, into the chest. And just plug the thumbs into that heartbeat. I just want you to try and tune into that rhythm. Just see if you can feel your heart beating. And just checking out what it's up to. Then we'll just take a moment just to focus on the body. Any sensations you might feel in your body today. There might be nice sensations or they might be little niggly sensations. Anyway, you feel a bit tight or stiff. Or even just noticing the temperature of your skin. Or the connection with your body and the ground or between the palms. We're then going to draw that attention towards the breath without changing it too much. Just noticing if it's maybe high in the chest, might feel a little lower in the belly. Just see if it's quick or slow. And finally, the mind. I just want you to notice how you feel right this moment. And whenever you feel ready to, we can start to bring those hands down to the knees with the palms up, and we're going to warm ourselves up. So just sitting up as tall as you can. Start by taking an inhale and turning your head all the way over to one side, just stretching into the neck. And then as you exhale all the way over to the other side, just taking the stretch as deeply as you can. Big inhale takes you back, taking your breath down to the belly. And that exhale will soften you over again. Okay, just go for a few of those nice and slow. If you feel happy to close the eyes, then we can just go for that. Just helps us to focus on the breath. And on your next inhale over to the side, we'll then exhale the head down into a semicircle. So we're going to release it all the way down, looking in between the legs, really drop the head, the neck, the shoulders, and then easing up to the other side. So we're just going to draw that big U shape with the nose. If it feels good, just to linger at the bottom, let the head drop, relax the shoulders, the arms, all the way into the hands. And again, just easing up to the other side whenever you feel ready. I just want you to go for one more of those for me and center out in the middle whenever you feel ready to. Have a little shimmy around once you get there. Once you're there, we're going to take our first little twist. I want you just to see if you can bring your hands down, lift your bottom up, and then come back down nice and tall. Remember, if this is starting to get uncomfortable, pop a little cushion under your bottom, or just start to bring the feet out in front of you if you prefer. So just find what works for you best. Once you're in that position, you're going to take one hand onto your opposite knee, take the other hand, slide it behind you. So for me, I tuck it into my waist. If you've got longer arms, you can put them on the ground. I've just got short arms. Take an inhale to lift, and then as you exhale, we're twisting across the body, looking behind us, feeling the stretch in the back. See if you can take a big inhale and just twist a little deeper. And then as you exhale, come back to the front. It's same thing for the other side. So we cross that arm over, slide the other one behind you. Take an inhale to lift, and then as you exhale, twisting all the way as much as you can. On that next inhale, that's when we can just see if we can twist a little deeper. And then as you exhale, again, just coming back to the front. Good. We'll move that in towards our waist a bit here. So bring your right hand down for me. Inhale the left hand nice and high. And then as you exhale, just slide over to the side. So you start to feel that stretch all the way into your waist. If you feel that this is too uncomfortable, that your bum's lifting off the ground, slide both legs out to the same side and take your stretch from there for me. We're going to start to move around from here. So if I lean forward and sweep my arm in front to relax my head down, you should be able to feel the stretch moving in towards your back, into your ribs and the back, maybe down the side. Then from there, we can start to open everything out. So I'm going to roll my chest to look up and send the arm behind me. Again, nice little opening for the shoulder, the chest, maybe in towards that shoulder blades. So I want you to take that little movement side to side and find the spots that feel a little tight today that just need that release and ease into it. Give them a bit of time just to relax down. Whenever you feel ready to take that to the other side, take a nice big inhale for me, lift up, and then as you exhale, send yourself over again. You can take both knees over, or if you're more comfortable to stay in a cross-legged position, we can do that too. Same thing here. We're going to start to lean it forwards. Bring the hand down, rest the head down. Feel that stretch where you need it down your side. Or maybe start to open everything out, looking up towards the ceiling and sending that arm backwards. So if that felt good, go for that. Just about finding what you need today, what feels good today. Whenever you feel ready to, take a nice big inhale to lift up. Come back to seated for me if you can. Bring both hands up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, gently forward fold down. So you can shift your bottom around here a little bit, get a little bit more comfortable. Either slide those hands out in front and relax the head down, or if you prefer, just cross the arms over your chest and relax the head there. We've got 3 breaths here for me. And on those exhales, we're just trying to soften down a little bit deeper. So the inhales, if it helps, you can lift your chest, make the room. And then as you exhale, ease into it. 2 more breaths for me. On your next inhale, slowly start to lift your chest. Walk your hands in, then send them behind you just so you can straighten your legs out here. I'm going to move back so you can see my little tootsies. There we go. So we're going to take again another little twist and then a forward fold in this position. I'm going to try not to use my left and rights too much because I've got you on 2 different things, one that flips me and one that doesn't. So my left and rights are different compared to where you're watching me. So all I want you to do is bring one leg up towards you. So grab both hands over your shin and just hug it in to start with. I'm hugging it in as much as I can. So whichever leg, we've only got 2, so you can go for whichever one first. Once you're in this position, I want you to lift this foot and cross it over and see if you can place it on the ground. Now, again, if you're a bit like me and you're a bit vertically challenged, I'm trying to think of a polite way to put it, you might find that it's a bit of a struggle to get the foot flat whilst keeping your bum cheek on the ground. So if that is the case, you can take a little block and politely pop it under your bottom, or even something like a blanket. Blankets normally work well because you can play around with kind of how much you need to prop you up. But I just find it means I can really get the twist that I need without worrying too much about wobbling all over the place. So do get yourself comfy in this position and hug the knee in as much as you can. So you're going to start to feel maybe a little stretch into that leg. Well, I hope we are, but we're going to then sort of delve into it a little bit more, shall I say. So the leg that has come up towards you, we're going to be twisting across the body, so across that leg. I want you to bring your hands down behind you. Take your opposite hand to this leg. Take a big inhale to lift it all the way up. And then as you exhale, twist across the body. So I'm trying to catch the outside of my elbow with the outside of that knee. So it's a big old twist there. I can then start to look to the side, or I might even be able to look over that shoulder. Feel free to have a moment here to play around with your back hand. If you've got something behind you, maybe you're going to grab onto it. If you've got longer arms, you're going to be able to just swivel it around a little bit more. If you wanted to deepen this stretch, this hand at the front, I'm going to bring it all the way up, a little bit like I'm waving to somebody over here and look over to the side. You can wave at somebody if there's anybody there, but it's just a good way to put a little bit more pressure on the knee and deepen that stretch. One more inhale here for me. And then as you exhale, we're going to release that stretch and take a counter stretch on the other side. So I'm going to walk myself all the way over and bring my hands down to the ground on this side. And I'm on my fingertips because I do have short arms. You might find you're more comfortable with the arms flat. So just wherever you are, looking out to the side, try and keep the spine nice and tall. Just a few breaths. And you should feel this in towards your waist, maybe in towards the back. Then very slowly we can start to unravel all of that. You can release your leg, give it a little shake, remove your blanket from under your bum cheek if you needed it. I'm going to pop it over to the other side. So do whatever you need to do just to release a little bit. Then we'll move on to that other side. So I'm going to bring my other leg in towards me, hugging it in to start with as closely as you can. Once you have it there, we're going to pick it up, cross it over and see if we can bring it down. Again, I'm going to feel my bum start to lift off. So I'm just going to tuck my blanket under there as you do, okay? So bringing this leg as close towards you as you can, start to feel that stretch in towards your leg. Keeping up nice and tall. Same thing, we're going to be twisting towards this side first. So I'm going to bring this hand down behind me. Take an inhale, lift my opposite hand up. As I exhale, I twist across the body and really try and twist as much as you can to catch your elbow with the outside of this knee. It will also help to flatten this foot. So if you're like me, again, you've got littler legs, you want to try and flatten this foot. So a little bit of pressure here is what's going to help you. We can look out to that side, we can look behind us, we can maybe bring that hand up just to help with that pressure, help with the twist. Just a few breaths here for me. Now we are doing this, if you're doing it live with me, maybe after your tea, if you're like me, and these twists can be uncomfortable if you have just eaten. So I would just say as a little sort of extra, something you can do is release your twist a little bit. So if this was a bit tight for you, you can feel your food in your body. Take your hand, just place it onto the knee and just apply a gentle bit of pressure here. Just release your twist a little bit. I'm just going to put it out there if you're like me and you have just had your dinner. And then we're going to start to release and reverse this twist. So just to take everything over from this side, bring it over onto the ground again, either on the fingertips, with the hands flat, just whatever feels comfortable, trying to make sure the spine stays tall rather than hunching down too much and just looking out to the side for me. It's just a little counter pose, just to release the twist the other direction. And you can see when you're a bit shorter, you find these little ways to help you out. So if I find this is a bit uncomfortable, sometimes I'm just going to relax my arm onto the inside of my leg instead. And it's going to help with a bit more alignment in my spine. And then we can start to release. Again, you can bring this leg over, release your blanket, bring the legs out and give them just a little bit of a wobble, bit of a move around. Before we go into our flow, we're just going to take a little forward fold in this position. I'm just going to sweep to the side so you can see. Point my trousers up while I'm there. So in our forward fold, again, I mentioned this quite a bit, but it is a good thing to think about. We're folding from our hips first all the way up our back. So rather than coming from the shoulders and trying to touch those toes, I want you to think about coming from your hips. So if you had like a cog that was your hips, you'd be turning that cog to slowly release yourself down. So it's going to be all from those hamstrings rather than straight into the upper back. And if you've got a bit of a bottom, we're going to just move it out of the way so we can feel our sit bones. So if you just move your bottom out of the way, it's much better to sit up, nice and tall from this position. Toes facing towards the ceiling if you can. And if this is a bit much, bend your knees. Just take some of the stretch out and practice coming from this position. Over time, we can straighten those legs. Bring the hands down to the side. Take a big inhale to lift up. And then as you exhale, we're leaning forward. So I'm bringing my tummy down first, and then I'm rolling down the spine. So all the way down. If I can hook onto those big toes, I'm going to with my peace fingers. So that's your index and middle finger. Relaxing the elbows, the shoulders, and the head. We've got 3 breaths here for me. So if you can, take an inhale, lift your chest. And then as you exhale, soften it back down. Good. 2 more breaths when we say take an inhale, lift up. Exhale down. One more time. Big inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften down. Good. Start to release those toes. Gently roll it up. Again, you can give your legs a little bit of a wibble, a little bit of a wobble around, move your feet, grab a little drink if you need it, and then we'll go in towards our flow. Hopefully we're all good so far, and you're all still with me. I think we're there. Apologies. Oh, I think I've left my phone not on silent. I might quickly do that maybe. What do we think? Are we all right? We'll test it. Okay, into our flow then. So coming into a box pose for me. Oh, I've unclipped my microphone. Let's try that again. There we go. So knees directly under your hips, Hands underneath the shoulders, nice flat back, elbows tucked in. So tuck those elbows in so they're looking at each other. Really spread your fingertips as well here. So getting that nice spread across the hands so we can really move the weight around. Once we're there, we'll take our cat-cows. So look forward, inhale to lift your head and your bum nice and high, belly low as you look up. And then exhale, curl the spine, looking in between the legs, pushing those hands down, getting the shoulders all the way up to the ceiling. Good. Coming into cow again. So roll it through, push the hands down, looking up, take the shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, curls you all the way around. Good. One more just like that. So big inhale, lift up. And then exhale, curl it round. Once you're in your cat pose, looking between your legs, we're slowly come down to child's pose. So keep the curl in your spine. Look between your legs. Slowly bring your bum down to your feet. Once you're in child's pose, just see if you can slide the hands just a little further away. Get that deeper stretch. Good. Soften the elbows down and then take a nice big inhale to lift up, coming into cow pose for me. So big stretch there. We'll do 2 more just the same, curling all the way through into your cat pose, looking between the legs, slowly coming down towards child's pose, sliding those hands away if that feels good, softening the elbows down, inhale, lift up. And one more for me. Good. Find your neutral spine once you're ready. And we're going to have our little bum wags here. So I just want you to lean your bottom over to the right, look over your right shoulder, see if you can see it, and then do the same thing over on the left. So we're trying to make this move. I know it's a bit silly, but we are trying to make it as big as we can so you can really feel it in your waist. So we're just trying to release that little area around the waist into the obliques. And you get to wag your bum, coming back towards a neutral spine for me, and we'll come up for that first down dog. So moving your hands slightly further away, curl the toes, and take a big inhale to lift up, bums nice and high, heels off the ground, and walking on the spot. Stretch the back of those legs. Really feel that weight coming into those legs as you push with your hands, push all the weight back. If it feels good, try taking your feet out to the width of your mat and really leaning back here. So just see how that feels again. From this position, bring your feet a little closer and we'll come into down dog to up dog 3 times. Take a big inhale, lift up to the tiptoes, roll the body forward into plank. Once you're there, exhale, lower those hips down, keep the chest lifted. If it feels good, we can relax the legs, uncurl the toes, maybe just sway side to side. Gently looking over the shoulders. If you need to soften the elbows, come a little bit lower. Just check in with the back. From there, we're going to curl those toes. Take a big inhale, run through the knees first, and then push up into your down dog for me. Pedal those feet again. And we'll do that 2 more times. So take a big inhale, lift up, roll the body forward. Exhale, lower it down. You can again uncurl the toes if that's more comfortable. Have a little rock. You can stay a little bit higher if you wanted to, even keep the curls toed, toes curled, and then lift a bit higher. Push back down dog. Good. One more of those for me. Big inhale, lift you up, roll it forward. Exhale, lower down. And I'm just going to come onto the knees today. That's what feels good for me today. Breathe. Curl those toes. Big push down dog for me. Good. Pedal into those feet. Slowly walk up to the top of your mat for forward fold. So we start to bend the knees, walk the hands in. Slowly come up. I know it's not very graceful. Move all your clothes once you get there. That's it. Once you're there, feet hip distance apart. So that's 2 fists between your big toes. Knees as soft as you would like them to be. And we're going to ragdoll there. So we take hands to opposite elbows, relax the head down. Have a nice little sway side to side. Really relax your head here. Relax your face. Relax your eyes, the eyebrows, even the tongue in your mouth. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then as you exhale, relaxing those hands down towards the ground. I just want you to take your right hand across to your left ankle. Then inhale the left hand all the way up to the ceiling, looking up if you can. Exhale softens you back down. And then we cross over to the other side. So big inhale, lift up. And then exhale back down. Bend those knees. Inhale, roll up to stand. Squeeze the tummy as you go. Head's the last thing up. Take a big exhale once you're there. Again, normally pull your leggings up, pull your top down, all of those sorts of things. Good. Now, believe it or not, because I'm not well known for balance at the moment, we are going to test our balance and a little twist at the same time. So, in this position, positive thinking. Squeeze your tummy. I want you to see if you can inhale, lift that right knee up towards your chest, and then exhale, soften that standing leg. So, soften the left knee. Just take your time here, find that balance. Use your free hand to do any form of jazz hands you need to do. Then we're just going to start to open out the knee for me. So just nice gentle movements, opening the hip, sending that right knee over to the side. Good. From that position, I want you to take your left hand, hold on to the outside of that right knee. Taking your right hand, slide it behind you and stretch it all the way out. So I'm stretching my fingertips behind me, getting a little twist here. If you felt like you wanted a little challenge or a laugh, depends how you feel, see if you can turn your head to start with, just looking over to the side of you. And then if you can, towards those fingertips. Take a big deep breath in, focus. As you exhale, sweep the hand forward, hug the knee into the chest one last time. Exhale back, low lunge, and breathe. Good. You did good. I didn't fall over. Once you're there, we're going to take our twisted lunge. So right hand down, inhale the left hand all the way up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, soften back down. Same thing onto our open side. So I keep my left hand down, inhale the right hand all the way up to the ceiling. And then exhale down again. Good. From this position, we're going to lift and lower 3 times. So we can start to take the fingertips away. If you need to, bend that back knee, but find something in front of you to focus on. Squeezing your tummy, take a big inhale, lift up, push through the feet, and we'll come up. And then as we exhale, soften back down again to a nice low lunge for me. Keep looking out in front. That's what will help you. 2 more the same. Big inhale, lift up. Easy exhale down. Good. On this last one, take an inhale, lift it up for me. And we're going to start to twist across the body. So I want you to bend those knees, keep them nice and soft. Your right hand comes forward, and then we sweep the left hand all the way behind us. As I push with my left fingers, I start to twist my torso and turn my head to face over to the left. Good. Now, 3 times, we're going to soften the back knee, sweep that left hand down. So I'm doing the bottom of a circle, my little semicircle at the bottom. Look forward. Inhale, lift both hands up to the ceiling. And then as I exhale, soften the knees, twist to the left again. So my left hand goes back. Good. Bend the knees, draw a little semicircle with the back hand, sweep it forward. Inhale, lift up. Woohoo. Exhale, twist. Keep those knees soft. One more time. Bend the knees, sweep the hand down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist. Good. Taking a little challenge, rotate the right hand. Inhale, lift up. Little reverse twisted warrior for me. So we lean it back, maybe touch that back leg. As you exhale, sweep the hands down to the ground, back to your low lunge. Good. Breathe. Have a little wiggle around if you need it. Those feet might be feeling it. Ground the hands down, push back, down dog. Big push. All the way back. Good. Breathe. This is a little time to have a breather, a rest. Just take stock of how the body feels. And then you know what's going to happen. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So start to soften those knees. Gently walk up to the top of your mat for forward fold again for me. Take your time. Sort all your clothes out. Soften those knees, feet hip distance apart. This time we'll start with a little sway. So this is called a dangle. It's very technical, and you just dangle down and you try and release the pressure in your shoulders. So you really can just drag your hands around, relax your head down. Just pretend you're in, I don't know, Walking Dead. That's the kind of vibe we're going for. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then as you exhale, relax everything down for me. Good. Little twist again. So right hand outside of the left ankle. Inhale, lift the left hand all the way up to the ceiling. And then exhale back down. Same thing on the other side. So we cross it over. Big inhale, lift up. And then exhale back down. Bend those knees. Inhale, roll up to stand. Squeeze the tummy as you go. Head's the last thing up. Big exhale once you're there. Have a little wiggle around. Let's see how the balance is on the other side. Oh dear, we can do this. Okay, squeeze your tummy. That's going to help just to squeeze the core, find the strength there. Lean towards your your right, ever so slightly. Inhale, lift your left knee up. As you exhale, soften the standing leg. That's what's going to help you. Our balances should have movement in them. They shouldn't be rigid, solid. They should be nice and fluid. Follow your breath. Just start by opening that hip for me. So you can see my free hand is going to do all the jazz hands. Find a little mark on the wall or something to look at that doesn't move. So not me. Once you feel ready to, take your right hand over to the outside of that left knee and then slide that left hand back. So again, we're twisting across the body. Keep your right knee nice and soft. That's going to help us. If you're feeling a bit cocky, if you feel confident, turn the head over to that side. If you feel extra confident, look behind you. Have a look at that left thumb. Take a big inhale, bring yourself forward, hug the knee into the chest. Exhale, back low lunge. You've got to laugh, haven't you? I mean, you just about managed that. Have a little moment just to shift it around, and then we'll take our twisted lunge from here. So left hand down, inhale the right hand nice and high, looking up, and then exhale, soften it back down. Same thing on the open side, but that right hand can go a little further away. Inhale, lift your left hand up, and exhale, soften back down. Good. Have a little moment, move it around, make sure the legs feel nice and strong, and we've got a good right angle in this knee. So the shin and the ankle, everything's in nice little alignment there. Look forward, lift and lower 3 times. So we take the hands away, squeeze your tummy, inhale, lift it up nice and tall. Wobbly side. Exhale, soften back down. Keep the knees nice and soft if you feel wobbly. 2 more. Big inhale, lift up. Exhale, back down. Last one for me. We're going to inhale, lift it up. Then it's time for a little twist. So soften those knees. Take that right hand behind you. Left hand out in front, twisting across that waist. Those 3 breaths here where we bring the hand down. So I'm going to bend my knee, sweep the right hand all the way down to the ground. Inhale, lift those hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, twist across the body, turning the head if you can. I know that's the wobbly part. Bend the knees down, sweep the hand down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist. Good. Last one. So we bend those knees, bring the hands down, inhale up. Easy exhale, twist. Good. Reverse warrior here. So I rotate my left hand. Shouldn't have turned my head. Inhale, lift up. See if you can just touch the back leg. And then as you exhale, we can sweep the hands down into your low lunge again. Have a little moment just to find your balance. Round the hands down. Push the right leg back into down dog. Big push. Breathe. Again, remember, this is your little breathing, your little resting moment. Pedal those feet. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then as you exhale, soften the knees down to the ground. Uncurl the toes. Rest back in child's pose. Again, if you're like me and you had your tea, take the knees out nice and wide. Keep the feet together and give your belly and your chest Just a little bit more room. And I want you to stay there for as long as you need it. Okay. A nice long child's pose, especially when you have your knees out wide, is going to make you feel really, really good. So I recommend it anytime you need that breather. If you have any stiffness in your back, it's a really good pose to come to. If you need a little drink, it's a good time to go for a little drink. I shall move my microphone so you don't hear me gulping. And I hope we're all doing good. Amazing. Okay, so we've gone for a little flow. We're going to carry on our twists again. So I'm going to show you a few twists that we can actually do lying down, because it feels like a good time to lie down. And I would say that if you do have kind of quite a thick cushion to hand or a block to hand, that would be great. If you don't worry about it at all. It can be quite a nice pose just to have some support in. So I would normally use something like a block. Equally, I could use a block and then pop a blanket on it if I need something a bit higher. But it's just something you might have to hand, a little cushion or something you might have to hand. But it's entirely up to you. It's not something you desperately need or anything. Okay. So lying down, a little twist. One day I'm going to find leggings that stay up and it's going to be glorious. So I'm just going to take the microphone off the back of my leggings just so I don't lean on it too much. Hopefully we're all still good. Yeah, amazing. So we get to come down to start. You get to lie down, which is nice. If you find, now while I'm lying down, if you find when you're lying down and your legs are outstretched, that you get, if I bring my top over to the side, can you see that we've got a little gap here? So I can pop my hand underneath my back and it's really raised. We don't want this position because it's really going to pull on your lower back. So if you do find, in particular, when we go into relaxation, if you find that this happens to you, all I want you to do is place your feet flat. So bend your knees, place the feet flat. And then in this position, roll your hips towards you. So just tuck your tummy in and keep the back flat. And it's going to be much easier for you just to have a little sort of shifty around. It's like my new phrase at the moment. Still move around so that you can feel the back is flat. And it makes it a lot more comfortable and it takes any pressure off your lower back. So this is what I want you to do anytime I ask you to lie down and it's not comfortable. So we're going to start in this pose. And then from here, let's go for the left leg. So you'll be able to see my left leg a little bit easier. So if you did want a bit of support, you pop it over to the left. No, that's an absolute lie. To the right. Dear me. So popping it over here. In this position, we're going to hug the left knee up towards the chest and see if you can bring your hands up and interlace them over that shin. So I'm starting by just hugging it in. You can see that my right leg is still bent here. And that's going to help me lift that leg as nice and high up and in towards my chest. From this position, once I feel happy, I'm going to start to slide my right leg out. So again, if you feel this is too much pull in your lower back, keep it just with a little bend. You can keep it with a bend. We're just trying to slide it so it's just out of the way more than anything. So find what suits you best. We're going to be twisting across the body over towards the right. So I'm going to take my right hand onto the outside of this left knee. I can release my left hand now and I'm going to take it all the way out like the letter T out towards the side. Using a bit of pressure with my right hand, gently guide the leg across your body so you're going to feel your bottom and your back lift off the ground. Now, this is where you might want a bit of support. So if you find that your knee is hanging around a little bit higher, then you could pop your little support underneath your leg just to keep it supported. And what we don't want is this left shoulder lifting off the ground too much. So we don't want to be rolling all the way over to our side. The aim of this stretch is that our left shoulder is on the ground and that one day, as we deepen our stretch, this left knee is coming down towards the ground as well. But we can start as high up as we need to be. But you'll just find if you have a bit of support here, it means that you can relax your body. And any pose where we try and ease into it and we spend a bit longer in it, the more you can support your body in that pose, the more you're going to be able to relax, the more the muscles will soften, and we can get these much deeper stretches. Now, you might find this causes some really amazing clicks down your back. So if you get the odd little clunk, 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 I don't want you to worry about it. You can see my right hand here. What I'm actually doing is I'm just putting a little bit of pressure on this leg. So if I hadn't got my block here and maybe my foot was on the ground but my knee wasn't, I can just hold on to that knee. Equally, I can play around with the angle of my left knee. As soon as it's on the other side of my body, I forget which leg it is. So I might want to straighten my leg. I might want to bend it a little bit more. You can see with my right leg, I don't have it completely stretched here. I've got just a little soft bend in it. And today, I think it feels quite nice just to have that bit of support under the leg. Then the last little thing we can do is turn the head the opposite direction. So I'm turning my head to look at my left hand. My left shoulder is trying to relax onto the ground. My left knee is going across my body to the right, and I can use my right hand just to guide that knee if that feels good, or I can even just hold onto my waist and focus on that twist coming from my obliques, coming from my waist. And then I just want you to try and start to slow the breath down and relax the body. I'm just going to turn my head so I can look at you because I feel rude otherwise. Everyone holds tension very differently in your body. So you might find that just through scanning through your body, you'll find areas that feel like we're kind of clenching, we're holding on. Not to be too unladylike, but it might be that you're naturally clenching your bottom a little bit in this pose. So it's good just to relax and gently move your hips and try and relax your bottom and relax your legs. Even think about your hands. Are you clenching your fists? Even clenching your toes? Are you clenching your jaw? Are you putting any tension in the face? Relax those legs. Move if you need to, any little mini movements just to deepen the stretch. And we're going to start to come out of this, but we need to release this leg. So take your time, bend that knee, slowly bring it in, bring your left hand in to meet it, and just gently roll over. If you need to bend that right knee, bend the foot just to help you hug it in if you feel any tension in the lower back. Then we're going to take our counter pose here. So I want you to hold onto your left knee and then open it over to the left. So if I was to slide that leg away, just so you can see, I'm going to take my hand onto the inside of my left knee. I feel like my brain's just slowly turning off for the day, isn't it? Which I'll try and keep it on a bit longer. So we're just trying to get that counter stretch. So I'm opening my hip rather than crossing it over. And just to, carry on our stretching, I want you just to circle that left foot just a few times one direction. And you might get a few little clicks. That's okay. And then the other direction. Good. Give it one last little hug in towards the chest. And then as you exhale, we send it away. Again, you can keep it nice and soft, keep the knees bent. If you need to, just have a little wiggle around in the middle. If you used a block for this side or a cushion, just pick it up and pop it over to the other side. Once you feel ready to, start to hug your right knee in towards that chest. Again, you can kind of use that other foot just to kind of help push it in, wiggle it in a little bit. Have a little rock side to side. If it feels good, try to lengthen that back leg and just see how your back feels, what it's saying to you. Once you're there, we're going to take our left hand outside of that right knee. Send your right hand over to the side, so little T position. Start to rock the body over. So I'm coming off my bottom. I'm going to use my little block. See if I can place the knee down. I can maybe stretch the leg out. I can do whatever I need to do. But you can see if I'm starting to lift up here, that twist is moving. It's not moving to a place that I want it. So I want to really see if I can keep my right shoulder down, get my left, no, my right knee comfortable. Dear me. And then I turn my head to face over to the right. Now, one side might feel tighter than the other, might be a little bit more uncomfortable. So do support your body as much as it needs on each side. Notice how it feels. Relax the hands. You can place a hand on the waist if that's better. You can close the eyes. And then it's that same thing as before. We're trying to scan through the body. Notice anywhere we might be holding tension. If that's across the shoulders, again, just shift them out a little bit. Try and relax them both down. Move my little block. There we go. Try and relax your bottom. It's a phrase I use more than I want to, but it's a good one to go for. We do hold a lot of tension there. Relaxing towards the legs, even into the calves, the shins, the ankles, the feet. And with each exhale, that's where we just try and soften down a little deeper, relax a little deeper, feel the muscles ease, release, so we can get those much deeper stretches. I realise when I'm filming, if I'm too still and quiet with my eyes closed, if anyone came into this at this point, they'd think I'd had a terrible accident. So I'll occasionally say something. So do you just stay soft here, breathe. Again, just every so often scan the body again, look for those areas that have any tension. Just one more breath. We'll slowly start to ease out of it this side. So I'm going to release my little block, slowly bring myself onto my back, hug that knee in towards my chest. Again, I'm using my back leg here, my left leg, just to bend that knee. It's just going to help me to ease this right knee in towards my chest. And then I'm going to take that counter pose by opening up to the side. So I'm just going to move my hand to the inside of that knee. It's just to help guide it over. And we'll do the same thing on this side with that foot. So I just want you to roll your ankle, just circle the ankle a few times. And then the other way. Now we're going to finish with a little happy baby. This is my all-time favorite pose of all of them. So I hope you like it. We're going to hug both knees in towards the chest. I want you to start to rock here. So we're trying to rock as much as we can so you feel your bottom lift off the ground. So we're really onto the small of our back. Once you're there and those knees are close to your chest, bring your feet up so the soles of the feet face the ceiling. Okay, you're looking at your toenails. We want to hold on to the outside of our feet here. So if you need to lift your head and shoulders just to help you grab those feet, take your knees out nice and wide for me. So past the body, then relax the head and shoulders down if you had them up. And then I know you're feeling possibly a little bit silly. We're just going to have a little rock here. So this is a nice little hip opener for us. If you started to take your rock quite seriously and you felt like you were going to rock all the way over, squeeze your tummy and it will bring you back up to the top. Again, another great pose here for your back, for your hips, good for your stomach, for your digestion. It's just a good pose. If you're feeling a bit fruitier and you want to try and straighten your legs, you can give it a go, see if they'll straighten. Do you remember I'm built like a cube? All of me's like the same length, so the stretch doesn't feel too bad for me. But if you've got longer legs, then take it easy. Take a nice big deep inhale. And as you exhale, we can release the feet, hug the knees into the chest, and then you can collapse on the floor. Nice and slow. Good. Now, we are going to move into our relaxation, believe it or not, from here. So if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. No. If you are happy that you have everything you need there, you can just stay lying down. If you, oh, look at this hair. If you wanted to grab a blanket, then do. If you want to pop any socks on, then do. If you want to turn the lights off and throw everyone out the room, then do. And we'll go for our little guided meditation. Yeah, we're there with the time, aren't we? Amazing. So having those few poses that we hold for a little longer, suddenly that time just disappears. But hopefully you're feeling pretty good right now. I hope so. So I'll do my guided meditation for you. Hopefully I should get this all in before Instagram closes after an hour. But if you do need to get on with things, if you're still making the tea or things like that, don't worry too much. The guided meditation is pre-recorded now on my YouTube as well. So if you haven't got time for this now, come back later on and do it from there. That's what I would suggest. Look at me. Amazing. So lying down for me. I'm just going to stay seated because it's much easier for me to continue to talk to you in this position than if I lie down and fall asleep. It'll just be embarrassing. I'm just going to sit on my block because that's going to make me more comfortable. Again, believe it or not, I know it doesn't look too comfortable. There we go. So lying down, little blanket on, start to close your eyes. And I just want you to focus on that breath for me while I get myself comfy. So just focus on sending the breath down to the belly and feeling the body soften into the ground. And we're just going to start at the very top of the head. Slowly releasing all the tiny muscles in the scalp, down behind the backs of the ears, and the nape of the neck. If it feels good, we can just turn the head side to side, just easing it down to the ground and feeling it soften out. Working back through to the hairline and gently onto the face. Just want you to raise the eyebrows up, feel that tension rise in the forehead and release. Just feeling it soften back down. Moving down to the eyes, we can gently roll them one way and then back the other way. And just soften them down into the sockets. Moving down the bridge of the nose and the cheeks, all the way through to the jawline. We can just clench the teeth together, feel that tension rise in the mouth, and release. Just feeling the whole face relax. Softening the tongue and the mouth. You can send that feeling all the way down the throat and the neck, deep into the collarbone. In turn, just shifting that feeling into the shoulder blades, maybe moving them side to side. Then working over to the shoulders and gently down the arms. all the way to the elbows and the forearms, through the wrists, and then deep into the hands. You can just clench the hands into fists. Feel that tension rise all the way up and release. Just feeling them relax back down. We'll send that feeling all the way up to the very top of the chest and the back. And slowly just allow them to soften down to the ground. Follow the breath as it releases the chest, the ribs, vertebrae, into your waist, and your tummy, and the hips. Once there, we can start to shift that feeling into the hips. We're just moving them side to side. Then working into the tops of the legs and the thighs, all the way to the kneecaps. You can just squeeze the knees in, feel that tension rise in the legs, and release. Just feeling them soften back down. Working through the shins and the calves, all the way through the ankles, and then deep into the feet. We'll just create that final piece of tension there by squeezing the toes as much as we can. Feel the tension rise up and release. Just feeling them soften back down. Maybe ease to the side. So we can just spend some time focusing solely on the breath. To stay connected, we can count the inhales and exhales. And if any thoughts come at all, we just acknowledge them and let them go. We're actually going to finish today's meditation just as you are lying down. I want you just to place your hands on your tummy in this position, just in a comfortable spot, and start to focus on your breathing again. Just feel the rise and fall of the tummy. Feel the energy moving around your body. And we'll finish by just noticing how we feel. We can either keep those hands on the tummy, or if you feel happier to, we can place them over the chest. So just take a moment to notice how you feel. Know that we're not those feelings, but we can acknowledge them as they come and go. And namaste. Thank you very, very much. I wanted to leave you seated, or you're lying down. So if you wanted to carry on your relaxation time, just stay there, chill as long as you need. If you're ready to move on, just gently roll yourself onto one side and very slowly start to come up to seated. But I hope you enjoyed that today. I hope you're feeling good. Do send me a little comment if there is anything you'd like me to do for the next one. I will be back on Thursday lunchtime at 12, Friday morning at 8:15, and then hopefully the weather is better this weekend and I will be filming outside. But thank you very much for joining me, and I shall see you very soon. Have a lovely week. Bye. I shall come and turn you off.